Igor! Hey hockey fans, welcome back. Welcome in if this is your first time to the channel. I'm Josh. This is the Hockey Flow, and today it's Thursday, September 1st, 2022. Happy September, everybody. Boy, we're getting closer and closer. So many days left till the NHL season. But you know what? I kind of thought it'd be fun to reflect a little bit on last season. I was doing a little research, and I had kind of forgotten how great Igor Shesterkin was last season. So you know what that means? We got another question of the day. We're going to get to that in just a moment on Today in Hockey. But before we dive into the real fun stuff, we got to see what happened on Today in Hockey history, and then we're going to dive into it. We're taking a look back at Igor Shesterkin's 21-22 season with help from Jfresh Hockey, Top Down Hockey. We're diving deep into the numbers, and then we're going to compare this season to seasons from the past, some of the Tendy legends. So stick around for that. If you do enjoy the content, take a moment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Helps us out a ton, and we're just getting started. The NHL season's creeping up upon us. We're going to keep bringing you videos almost every single day. Never know what the topic's going to be. Never want to make sure you miss one. Today in hockey history, on this date, September 1st in 1999, the NHL Board of Governors approved the application of Mario Lemieux for the purchase of the Pittsburgh Penguins. The legend had retired 2 years prior, and he did save the team from leaving Pittsburgh. Really neat story. He's actually the first former NHL player to actually own a team, and it's his team, right? The legend of Pittsburgh. Such a neat story, absolutely. But all right. Question of the day. We've been doing these a lot, and I love it, so we're going to keep going with it. Do you realize how good Igor Shesterkin's 2021-2022 season actually was? Spoiler alert, it was historic. So let's go ahead, let's dive right into it. We're going to jump right into the numbers. So this was his season last year, and I tell you what, I don't know if we're ever going to see a prettier player card. Huge shout out to Jfresh Hockey on the tables and the player cards. He gets his data, it looks like, from Top Down Hockey, so big shout out to them as well. And Hockey Reference on the stats. I don't know where'd we be without you guys. So, all right, Igor Shesterkin, that player card, again, is just a thing of beauty. They need to really hang it up in the Louvre. I think Tendy seasons of old, we could start our own collection. But let's look at the numbers, because again, it was a fantastic season, and it wasn't a small sample size. 53 games played, 52 of them starts. He goes 36, 13, and 4 for an incredible .935 save percentage and an absolutely excellent goals against average of 2.07. That is fantastic. Again, we see a ton of blue on the player card. Blue means good. We want to see blue, and we see as dark as blue as we can get, because that WAR 100%. So his projected wins above replacement. I know it's a hot topic. I love it personally. It was a baseball statistic initially, but now it's been adapted into hockey, and thank goodness, because it really does demonstrate a player's value, in my opinion. I'm a sucker for WAR. So if we're looking at WAR, look at this chart right here. Wins above replacement. Igor Shesterkin's season last year, 11.04 wins above replacement. Now, on the face of it, that may not seem like a big deal. Maybe we don't know the context. Well, wins above replacement. So wins above replacement in this regard, 11.04. Historically, the highest season prior to this was just under 10, a little over 9. Sergei Bobrovsky, he had a couple seasons that were just fantastic. Now, keep in mind, WAR has only been tracked through Top Down Hockey. We only had data available through 2007, but nonetheless, since 2007, Igor Shesterkin had the best season by a Tendy ever in regards of WAR. So 11.04, that is absolutely fantastic. And another stat that I know people absolutely love, goals saved above expected. 44.4 goals saved above expected. The other thing that stands out with these charts is just look how much greater Igor is compared to everyone else. It's almost like the chart had to be expanded just for him. It's absolutely incredible. Another fun thought that I had looking at the numbers here was he actually did outperform the model's prediction. We see there that one arrow's going up, the other one's going down. Don't get me wrong, no model was going to predict he was potentially going to have a historic season. And again, I'm going to keep saying that, historic, and I'll show you why in just a moment. But the model, it is interesting that the model did actually project a little bit of a decline. And it's not like this team in New York was absolutely amazing in front of him as well. Throughout the entire season, we talked about it. Igor carried the team. Where would this team be without Igor? And all the accolades were well deserved. He had an absolutely incredible 21-22 season. But where does it stack up historically? So, all right, here we go. A historic season. So we're taking a look. Big shout out to hockeyreference.com on the table and the stats. Again, couldn't be here without them, absolutely. But we have a look at the top 10 Tendy seasons by save percentage, and that's a stat that matters a lot to me. In my mind, that's what I'm looking for. I need to see a big sample size, and I want to see a very high save percentage. Sure, a real low goals against average isn't bad either, and most of the time those go hand in hand, and we see that here in the stats. So, looking at the top 10, we have a lot of big names, right? We've got Hall of Famers. We also have some smaller names, right? Some guys had some sneaky good seasons, but there are seasons littered throughout that don't have that many games played, right? 25, maybe 30, 32 at most. But there are a handful of individuals that have sample sizes for their season that is similar or even more games played than Igor Shesterkin. So Igor Shesterkin slots in at number 8 all-time seasons with save percentage, 9.347. They like to add an extra one on there. So again, hockeyreference.com, big shout out to them. But the 3 players that I picked out to compare him to, I guess 2, and then I just like to call out Jacques Plante, just because he is a legend, Hall of Famer, maybe one of the best tendies ever to play the game. Some people might think the best. Different eras, it's hard to compare, right? But back to the comparisons, we're looking at Tim Thomas and Dominik Hasek in particular, 2 all-time greats. Dominik Hasek might be, in my opinion, the best goalie of all time. Love to have that debate. I see it all the time on Twitter. And Tim Thomas was no slouch whatsoever. I know Odd Man Rush did a really cool video on him as well. And Bruins fans, you guys are gonna be very familiar. So Tim Thomas's 2010-2011 season, he was 36 years old. My goodness, he played 57 games, went 35, 11, 9, and that save percentage, fantastic, good for 5th all time, and that goals against average, 2.00. Then we look at Dominik Hasek, 64 games played in 1998-99, 30, 18, 14, save percentage of 9.37, absolutely fantastic, and that goals against average, my goodness, 1.87. I do understand it's a different era. We're playing in a very high scoring era. So to be quite honest, Igor Shesterkin's goal against average of, let's take a look here. It was only 2.07. My goodness, that is absolutely fantastic. But we do have to appreciate, right, that again, Igor's playing in this day and age as opposed to Jacques Plante playing back in the day. Even Dominik Hasek, even Tim Thomas playing 10 years ago. The game has changed a little bit, right? So Igor Shesterkin, my goodness, love seeing where it stacks up in history. Arguably could be the greatest Tendy season of all time. I don't know if I'm ready to go that far with it, but I tell you what, he definitely has a case. But that's going to do it for the video today, guys. Igor Shesterkin, my goodness, did he have an incredible 21-22 season. Fully expect him to do it again. Be sure to check out our Rangers preview featuring Odd Man Rush. I'll leave the link down in the description for you guys. And please let me know in the comments, do you think Igor is going to continue this success? Did you realize how good this season was? I love talking with you guys, but until next time, I appreciate y'all. Cheers.